How much is your gear worth? Well, I went to Sportsman the other day, and I don't know if you remember me saying this, but I added to my little bag, my summer, spring, late autumn bag, I added a pen and a little notebook. These are to write on the rain and whatnot. And because I switched to my winter bag, which this is last Mrs. D winter bag. I'm just put it in there for you to have an idea. Mine's color is different, but essentially it's the same bag. And I was like, I transfer the pen and the notebook. And when I went to Sportsman, I was like, no, I don't want to transfer that. Let me get one and just put it in the in this one in here. And just have it there. That way I don't have to worry about when I switch over again. I just gotta switch the inReach, and that's it. And I started looking around. And originally I was gonna make a video and on the calibers that I finally settled in. In fact, let's touch on that, and then we can jump into the gear and whatnot. So this video may be a little long. So yeah, I have been playing around with a lot of configurations, a lot of setups. You guys know that I like the dual setup, meaning that it will be two rifles, one high caliber, a 30 caliber, and the other one either 22 or something else, small game. But I like that dual loadout, and of course my sidearm. If you have been with me for any length of time, you have heard me saying, I don't know how many times, guns need friends. But as I get older, I start seeing myself using less and less of the guns that I have in my collection. And the funny thing is that yesterday, my son asked me, he's like, Dad, do we have an over and under shotgun? And I said, yeah, baby, of course we do. So I went to the one of the safes, and I took it out and I handled it to him, and he was curious, how to use it and whatnot, because he hasn't used that type. And I said, just be careful with it, baby. I haven't used it in over a decade, and this is it's a nice shotgun. And he looked at me, he's like, over a decade? And I was like, yeah, over a decade. And Dee looked at me, and she looked at me and looked at the gun, and she's like, wasn't the last time you took that when you took last bird hunting when we were in Florida? He was like 2 years old. And I was like, exactly. That's what I said. I have not used this in over a decade. And I pull out another one at Remington. Now this one, they don't even make it anymore. And she looked at me, she's like, I had never seen you using that one. I was like, well, this was a jewel that I found one time, and I think I tested it, and then I put it in the safe. And it goes on like that. You know how it is. You know how it is. I'm not gonna lie. You see one that you like, and you're gonna get it. But at the end of the day, you end up using some more than others. And I truly do try to use as many as possible. I have a strong love for firearms. So I love going to the range. In fact, I will say this to y'all: my hunting days may come to an end, but my love for shooting, I don't think will ever subside. So, and in that regard, because I shoot more now than what I hunt. Let's be honest, I shoot a lot more than what I hunt. Back in the day, it was different. I hunted more than what I shot. So things have changed, and as things change, and I get older, and I get more gray hair and more cranky, it's like I'm now like using less and less. And last year, or at the beginning of this year, I purchased this Savage Model 42. And I said, this has potential. It will it will make you slow down because it's a single shot. You're either using a 410 or you're using a 22. But that ability of having 2 in 1, I was like, My in-law had an older one, the old model. I'm looking for it. If I come across it, I will definitely purchase it. Just to have the same one that he had. Mrs. E did not inherit that one, so I need to get that part of the collection. Anyways, so I have been using this a lot more. I've been using 22s a lot more. The one that I had gone back and forth is between the AR-10, a 308, and the KS-47, and the 762 by 39. And it comes down to price. I compared them both. I took both to the range, and I compared the 762 by 39 with one of my all-time favorites, the 3030. I do have 3030s. Winchester, Henry, Marlin. I love 3030. But the price of 3030 had gone up significantly. The price of 762 by 39 has gone up, but not as bad. It is still affordable. But I went to the range, and the 3030 shines at 100 yards. Shines. It's supposed to be 0 at 100 yards. And I was shooting 3030. And I see $30 going off the window. $60 going off the window. $90 going off the window. That's 3 boxes. And I just put it down. I sent 3 boxes with the 762 by 39. It was half a price. And the sad thing is, it was more accurate. It's just the nature of the beast. With the Savage Model 42, I shared with you the video. I upgraded the sight to a SIG Romeo, and holy crap, accurate. I don't have to deal with magazines anymore. Yes, I have to slow down, but at the same time, I don't get trigger happy. And although 22 is still cheap, well, it's a lot cheaper when you don't shoot that much, right? So yeah. Anyways, so I settled on those two, the KS-47 and on the Savage Model 42. You guys gonna be seeing me using this more than anything else. I still have a 3006 over my bed, and I still have a Ruger guy gun. I have it over my bed, like literally on the rack over my bed. And I have a Ruger 1022, the one that you guys have seen so many times, over on my bed. I don't think they will ever move from there. I think those are my favorite guns as well. I think those will be there for special hunts. Like, let's say that I want to go to Kodiak or something like that, then I will take the 3006 and whatnot. But here around town, and here in hunts around here, that, you know, it's like every single day, I think I'm going to be using this more than anything else. I don't know. Maybe if I go one day to Kodiak, I might take the KS-47 and this one as well. I don't know. Anyways, I just want to share that with you. When it comes to this one, you guys saw in the buttstock that I put those little things. That it's not black because that's what I had. So I just put it there, and I was like, ah, screw it. I will just keep using that, and that's it. I went and I got 2 of these pouches, one for me, one for Laz. And this is just for the 410. Keeps everything organized. You can throw it in your bag easy. You can throw a couple of boxes too. The 410 boxes are relatively small. And for comparison, that's a 12 gauge, that's a 20, and that is a 410. So a lot of folks will say, well, just go with the 20, Billy. It's a lot cheaper. Also kicks a lot more. And again, I get older. It's like one of those things. Now, the only one that I'm not saving money is on the 410. The 410, unfortunately, is not as cheap as the 20 gauge, and it's definitely not as cheap as the 12 gauge. It's a little bit more expensive. Although I did found the other day, some stores in town are selling for $15. So it went from 23 to 15. The prices are going down, and you better believe it that I will be capitalizing on all of them. Now for sidearm, I had gone back and forth so many times. I show you so many sidearms that it's not even funny. And yet, ever since that I got the Springfield XDM 9mm, the Elite, I put a red dot on it, I think a Vortex Defender. Man, I use it more and more. More and more. And I have, it's the ammo is, again, it's cheap. So it's like, what am I doing? Am I using the 357 the 357 I reload more, it weighs more, or am I using the 9mm, which I shoot a lot more, and the ammo is everywhere and really cheap? So I was like, you know what, let me just stick with the 9mm, and that's it. And that one, a lot of folks advise me, just get a Glock, get a Glock. I have Glocks, y'all. I have Glocks, and for the life of me, they don't feel right on my hand. I recognize that they work. I recognize that they're great. I recognize they're extremely reliable. But there is something that if you are not comfortable with that tool, there's no point of you having that tool. You see what I'm saying? So I mentioned all of this, and on the KS-47, I have it back there, and for YouTube safety, I have that little red thing in there. That means that it's unloaded and it has a little plug in there. For the KS-47, I have a what's that called? A SIG. The scope SIG Tango. It's a 1.6x24. I have that in a lot of my rifles, a lot. For this one, I have the SIG Romeo. Really good. And for the sidearm, I had the Vortex Defender. All of them, I chose them specifically because they all have the same battery, the CR2035. So I carry 3 little batteries in my pack. And let's go now into the topic of the video after 50 minutes. So how much your gear is worth. I mentioned to y'all 2 rifles, 1 handgun. And this is, and the prices that I'm going to give you is without any specials. I pretty much got everything on special, and I save up a little bit of money. But let's say that you want to have my same setup for whatever reason, because you may trust me enough that you'll be like, okay, I want to have the same way, the same thing that the Frontier Prepper had, because I mean, he lives in Alaska and he put his life on the line on this. I can do the same. So I'm gonna give you the prices, and you do you. So the Savage RM42 Model 42 takedown. This is a takedown. 410 and 22. This is a 20-inch. It will run you about $519.99. It is not cheap. I think it's overpriced. They got it on special. I think it was like 20% off. But if you go now, you get it. That will cost you $519. Again, I think it's a little bit overpriced. With the scope, the red dot that I have on, that I highly recommend, the SIG Sauer Romeo 5 Generation 2. That red dot will cost you $139.99. You can find it in Amazon for like $10 less. I got it again. I got my on special here locally, and I'm giving you sportsman prices. That way, there's no like, oh my God, Billy's lying about the prices. No, I'm giving you, so you can go check it out. For this one, you're gonna have to get a Picatinny rail to get it installed, but that is gonna cost you about $10. I didn't even include that because $10 is completely irrelevant. You can get it on Amazon. So for the KS47, that one you have to order from Palmetto Armory, and they usually run about $669.99. You have to send this to an FFL store, okay? And they have to run background checks and whatnot. At that one, again, everything that I got cost me a lot less. I'm just giving you fair prices. This one I had the 6 Sugar Tango 16x24. That scope is about $299.99. I usually get it on special for less than $250. That's usually how I get it on special. Nonetheless, I'm giving you prices. These are all sportsman prices, by the way. Now, the sidearm, the Springfield's Armory XDM Elite Defender, 9mm, 19 round plus 1. Talking about high capacity, right? This one comes with a red dot, but the red dot I think is a piece of crap. I took mine off. And the Springfield Armory will run you, no specials, $419.99. The side that I put on is the Vortex Defender ST. And the reason why is because the way that I bought the gun comes with the plate already. The Vortex Defender, all you have to do is just get it and put it in there, same plate, so you don't have to spend money on a different plate. It has worked really, really good to me. So when you add all of that, you're talking about $2,349.94. That is how much should the firearms that I'm currently carrying run. That's how much money I have invested in my gear. That does not count backpacks. That does not count ammunition. That does not count extra magazine. It does not count the Vortex binoculars. It does not count the Vortex range finders. It doesn't count, the extra little things, the pouches. When you start looking into all of this, and I think by me giving you a breakdown on everything, and the backpack itself is a couple of $100. You like, holy crap, Billy. So how much money, when we talking about preparedness, how much money do you have in gear? Well, I think, truth be told, and I'm checking now the prices on the backpack so I can be accurate on it. Truth to be told, there's a lot of people out there with a lot more expensive gear than me. So when you're looking at that and you like, that is completely unaffordable. Well, the thing is that when you invest in good quality gear, it pays dividends. It's going to last you a long time. So that's the good part of it. Some people may disagree. By the way, the backpack, and right now they have it on special. Let me see, for $189. That's the tactical rush one, the 2.0, I think. Yeah, the 72, Rush 72. There's a smaller one, but this one is the big one. You can find it in different colors. And the other one that I have, my little one, the one that I use pretty much all the time, that is a Maxpedition. So look that one up if you wanna know how much it is. I think I got that one I think it was Amazon or something like that. But they usually go, if my memory serves me right, $65 to $75, maybe more nowadays. But that's just if my memory serves me right. So, how much is your gear worth? Yeah, the sky's the limit, and I just proved that the sky is the limit. The problem is, and this is something that I tell people all the time, when you invest in something cheap, are you willing to put your life on the line for that cheap stuff? Do you see what I'm saying? So also when you have not tested anything and you just going out of somebody else, what they're saying, are you willing to drop that amount of money? You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that a lot of you will say, well, Billy, I think I'm okay with the AR-15, and I think you probably 100% correct. I think you don't need to have a 7.62 by 39. They may be too pricey for you. Truth to be told. To me, it makes more sense. I mean, the problem with me is that the 308 was too expensive. The 3030 became almost the same price as the 3006 and the 308. So I'm like, okay, so where am I? I'm being priced out. The only one that, I'm still paying a bit too much is the 410. Thank goodness it's going down. And I hope it goes down. And once it goes down, I am going to get a crap out of it for the next 20 years. And it comes to now this. In my group, it's just my family. That's my immediate group. So we're talking about that I spend $2,349.94. And just one person. Let's round it out to $3,000. Backpack and binoculars and all of that crap. So let's round it out to $3,000. If you're gonna get something, you need to get it across the board. 3 people, $3,000 a pop. That is a significant amount of money. A significant amount of money that right now, I honestly will say this. I have it because I have it. I don't think I can flip that bill. True to be told. I think with time, I can provide, for Laz and Mrs. D. But it is really hard. Really, really hard if you have a group for everybody to be the same. You see, this is the difference between civilians and military. Military has a endless amount of money. We don't. So I think I'm going to be focusing on what I can do. Thank goodness I don't have to spend more on backpacks or whatnot because we have it. We have all of that. But I think that as time goes on and specials become more available, let's say for the sidearm, the Springfield XDM. Man, I tell you what, I can't remember when it was. It was at the beginning of the year, I think, or something like that. It was like $200 off. Yes, I should have gotten 2 or 3. I should have, but I didn't, because I never had it. And I was like, I need to test it first. It's that mindset of I need to test it before I move forward. Well, I can't wait until they have specials like that again. And I told Dean, I was like, I'm putting money to the side just in case. And the moment they do have it, I'm going to jump on it. Thank goodness I don't have to buy more magazines because I have been buying magazines left and right. I will not have to buy more magazines for the KS-47 because I have plenty. This one doesn't need it. Now, who will take priority when it comes to me gearing up the next person. The person who's going to take priority getting geared up is not going to be Mrs. D. And Mrs. D really, even she told me the other day, she's like, I want you to spend more time with Les in the wilderness and, you know, the bush or whatever. You know, just focus you and Les, and I'll be fine. You know, I take care of the stuff here. You know, when you guys go hunting, when you guys go ATV and whatever it is, just the two of you. You need to pass on knowledge to him. So it would be best to invest in him next than not on both at the same time. And that's what you need to sit in your group and be like, who is next in line? Who do we need to prioritize to gear up? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they don't have gear. They do have gear. It just we don't all have the same gear, you know, to be twinsies or triplets, if you want to call it that. He does have 410. You guys have seen it. We all have AR-15s. We all have N1As, all of that. But since we switching, or I'm using this KS-47 more, probably I'm going to have to buy 2 more in the future as money comes available. Truth to be told, how much is your gear worth? I guarantee you that a lot of you are carrying around a couple of grand easy. You just don't think about it. You don't think about it because you have it on you all the time, and because you didn't spend it all at once. Because you didn't spend it all at once, you didn't felt it as bad. But when you do, you get the instant reward, but you also get the instant pain. The pain of spending all of that at once. It's not easy. It's not easy. Being prepared is not easy. Being prepared is not cheap. But it's something that we have to do no matter what. Anyway, guys, long video. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I was rock on, prep on, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the pinned comment below. Consider joining our Frontier Prepper Squad or let an add to your run. It really does make a difference. And always remember, those who prepare today will not struggle tomorrow.